good one.
Hello friends, we come to present to you on this occasion the new model of guitar Marcelo Barbero. Many of you already know this model, and well, it has been very successful, and well, in terms of quality price, we consider it to be the best guitar on the market, right? However, now we have attempted to obtain a guitar that meets those criteria, namely the best quality price ratio from the market. The situation is complicated, isn't it? With the knowledge we have, we are striving to develop a product that prioritizes comfort, sound projection, balance, and our philosophy of quality parameters. We have the ability to control the quality of the product as it is being built here in Spain, 100% made in our country. In the end, after discussions and reaching an agreement with Guitarras Esteve, which, in our opinion, is the best manufacturer, instead of using the term factory, we prefer to call it an online construction workshop, which better reflects our values and commitment to quality. For us, it is the best in Europe and in the entire world. The product you possess is truly astonishing. On many occasions, guitar comparisons are made as we want to do in this demonstration video. You will be absolutely amazed by the incredibly high quality of the guitars that they build and offer for sale on their online platform, with a fully artisanal process. Thus, we have successfully created a guitar that is extremely comfortable and possesses a remarkable sound and balance. This is the fundamental basis of how the price has been reduced compared to what the Marcelo Barbero model was worth, which you already know a lot about if you can find it on the Solera website. Two parameters that are there are several reasons why the price may have been reduced. One of them is attempting to create a large-scale project so that the profit margin is smaller, but the production is much larger, and in that way, as it is already known, the cost is reduced. And one of the most crucial ways, the strategy, let's say, to be able to lower costs has been to utilize laminated sycamore or laminated India as a cost-saving measure in order to achieve substantial cost reductions. What is achieved with this? It is achieved that by having the background and the hoops, let's say, made by a machine in a different way, not with the usual artisan process, the construction can be reduced in labor costs by approximately 20 or 30%. Between that, let's say, and what the project is, doing it big, we have been able to achieve a really good price well. In order to achieve the objective we were talking about, which is to get the best quality price guitar on the market, you are going to listen to it from the hand of Jose Andres Cortez, whom you already know. I introduce him to you in case you don't know him, and my partner Carlos Garcia, with whom we are always thinking about how to reach that audience who sometimes sees Solera Flamenca and thinks someday I would like to buy a guitar there, and we had never entered certain articles, right? But there is a reality, correct? And many friends had asked us or requested advice, Jordi, about a guitar costing approximately 1,000 euros. What would you buy? And it is truly challenging to recommend them because, look, I am going to briefly tell you the problem with the guitar, and it's a significant concern.
There's misinformation. What's going on?
Most of them are not manufactured in Spain, so there is no quality control. Costs are reduced in that way. Costs are also reduced with wood.
I mean, a lot of people think I am going to explain it quickly for those who do not know, right?
When someone is on a tight budget to purchase a guitar, they consider buying a laminated guitar, thinking I'll buy a solid one for a little more, and I'll also get the solid top for a slightly higher price. The secret of the guitar and sound is in the whole guitar, of course, in the quality of construction and in building knowledge. But the main part is the lid. It's crucial that it's solid.
The bottom part, which would be the voice of the guitar, it doesn't matter if it's made of one wood or another. In fact, I'm going to give you an example.
You will see in the market that there are first division guitars, handmade, made of cypress, and there are cypress guitars worth 15,000 euros. Cypress also, and also first-class cypress and very well-cured cypress, because that price difference by the hands, therefore when one is going to select a guitar, one cannot say for a little more, I bought this. No, where the guitar comes from and how it has been built and what quality the construction quality control has. And for that, we think that the workshop, I don't like to say factory, the workshop that builds online here in Europe, which is in Valencia, which is Francisco Esteve, is the best online construction workshop in terms of quality and craftsmanship. They prefer to be called a workshop because they really have the workers there and the workers are working by hand. They don't like to be called a factory because the process they have is completely artisanal. The difference with the artisan guitar, as we understand it, is that there is a person in a workshop manufacturing the guitar for the whole month, while they have workers and they are doing the whole process with quality control. This may sound to some as if it is of lower quality, but let me give you an example. The Ramirez company in the 60s and 70s already had workers and had a very high quality control, and today their guitars are highly valued, right? From the 60s, from the 70s, but I can also tell you that there are many artisans in the world who do not have the knowledge. They do a good job, but they do not have the knowledge to reach this level. Therefore, I know it is a bit conflicting to say it depends on what things, but we must try to be transparent and that people especially acquire knowledge. We take for granted a handmade guitar. For a little more, I buy a handmade guitar. Well, what craftsman? For a bit more, because perhaps this guitar is significantly superior to that. I don't want to undermine the efforts of individuals who are striving to work and make a living, right? No, it is not about that. It is about fighting for quality, and we have to always be very frank and sincere with the product we are offering. Therefore, the development of this product with the mentioned keys has allowed us to lower the price to below 1,000 euros. We believe that we have achieved the most favorable guitar in terms of value for money in the present market. We are aware of other products made from laminated sycamore or laminated Indian wood, which are available at a lower price of 200, 300 euros, but they are not produced in Spain. Additionally, it is important to exercise caution with brands that have Spanish names, as they may be legally allowed but manufactured in different countries, correct? You can imagine, you all know from which countries, Turkey, China, you know everything. Doesn't mean that our countries produce low quality. Here, the problem in these countries is that there is no control and knowledge that TV factories have, that on one hand. On the other hand, you already know the salaries that are there too. But regardless of that, it is a product of lower quality because the one who buys there does not want a high quality product. They want a very cheap product synonymous with low quality, right? So from there, quality price, we try to do something. In the end, we believe we have achieved it. We are super happy. And to demonstrate it, we have contacted our friend Jose Andres to perform a brief comparison. We have already heard Jose Andres. You can evaluate the sound yourselves. We are making this comparison because Casa Conde is one of the most prestigious houses in the world, and this particular one is an excellent guitar. We have borrowed a guitar from our collection in order to compare it with a significantly less expensive guitar, allowing you to observe that it is feasible to begin with a minimal level of quality and still maintain a very high standard of quality. Guitar pros could play, right?
So, well, Andres, tell us your opinion. What's your take on the guitar?
In my case, the initial experience of trying it was quite surprising because the quality of the shot was unexpectedly good, specifically for me as an individual. The good shot, the separation of strings, for me is the ideal one. It has a flamenco sound and is comfortable to play.
There is a rebound.
Bouncy sounds good.
Playing. And in addition, what I actually mean is,
I look a lot is the distance between string and string, and that distance for me is good.
And then the string adjustment, what did you think, Jose? It complicated our lives a lot with this, and we always insist there is a specific string adjustment. Then she will explain to Carlos the extra bone that we are going with guidelines on when to use it. However, for our use, the strumming is between fret 12, a bit higher than fret 12, extending up to the bridge. Crucial to always have the heights. In fact, I created a video a few years ago discussing the health of your guitar. Put this specifically, right, about high voltage power lines. So, of course, strumming is important for us. To put it differently, strum a bit and share your viewpoint, either in bulería or por soleado, whichever you prefer.
In addition to the harmony that the guitar may have, flamenco is also one of the main things in terms of technique, such as the cracking.
important to say that really when it comes to cheaper guitars, we often differentiate them from the expensive ones, especially because it often becomes a ball, right? In the strumming, right?
I do not stop.
I don't stop. And here we have achieved that, right? A guitar with separation, with clarity, which is difficult to find in guitars below 1,000 euros. Sure.
There are two reasons, Carlos. I believe that not just because of the adjustment, which is crucial for it to make the clack-clack sound we always want when listening to a strumming, and that all the great guitars have, right? But also the portion of the laminated sycamore. It is interesting that it is a type of wood that does not crack.
It is a wood, of course, very easy for them to work with because they take the mold when it is laminated and used. That greatly reduces the cost of construction.
But at the same time, it is glass. It is a wood that is crystal. Sometimes, talking to the Esteve factory, we have learned a lot from them since we made the Marcelo Barbero model. They have a very interesting part. In fact, they tell you that sometimes it is better to have a laminated sycamore, a laminated cypress, a laminated Indian than solid wood. Why this reflection?
That's why I say it's important to know the craftsmanship, construction, and quality process of a guitar, and not just judge a guitar by what wood it's made of and spend a little more on this, a little more and a little more. In the end, you make a mistake. Why?
Because it's laminated, it's glass. So either compare it to well-cured wood, even if it's from an oven, but that has undergone a good curing process, or you're mistaken. Acoustically, the sound does not bounce back the same way as laminated and sycamore, either him or India or any other wood. Individuals who are unfamiliar with these woods will be aware that it possesses a veneer, and from that point there are small sheets of glue and wood used to decrease the cost, and ultimately the thickness remains unchanged, but it attains a state of complete hardness. In other words, it does not crack, it does not undergo changes in humidity like solid wood, unless the solid wood has the necessary dehumidification, either as it should be in first division guitars with a curing of 20, 30 years, or with machines that many large workshops or many factories have, and also the companies that sell wood, that sell kiln-dried wood, call it that by adding a process that dehydrates the wood without causing damage, and in this way it becomes stable for construction so that it does not have variations. This ensures that the wood remains stable and free from any moisture-related issues. The world of laminated wood is fascinating, and it is important to understand why the price of a guitar is not solely determined by the wood. The guitar's price is not only based on the fact that the wood is not solid, but also on the way the guitar is constructed. Laminated wood has some very interesting qualities that we want to explain. Now I will let Carlos explain the part about the bone that we are going to add, which is an important aspect of the guitar. Stay tuned for Carlos' explanation on this fascinating topic. We appreciate your interest and look forward to sharing more insights with you.
Yes, this is a part of the project that makes it even more special. And that is that we have, apart from a certificate, which we certify here at Solera Flamenca for the quality of the woods, and we mainly talk about this. What is this?
This is a self-made bone, part of the saddle, technically speaking. It is 0.5 millimeters lower than the existing one, which means it falls short of the expected height.
We do not recommend putting this bone on since you pick up the guitar, because usually people who are professional or who already have a more masterful pulsation have a very synchronized fingering, a strength in the fingers with a precision that usually an amateur person does not have. So, what happens? If you place this bone from the very beginning, you may experience cracking and noises that may make you think the bone is poorly made, but that's not the case.
What you need to do is practice, and when you feel you've reached that level. Of pro, a more advanced level, you try to place this bone. You'll probably have to adapt a little at first, because it's shorter, and if you come from here, well, it shows, right? The keystroke will change a little, and the way of playing will change a little to get the most out of it and make it a clean sound.
So, well, I think everything is explained. We want to thank José Andrés for helping us explaining ourselves with words, and him with his way of conveying, with his sound and with his opinion. Thank you so much always, José Andrés, for collaborating with us. And well, we send you a big hug, and thank you always for trusting us, and we hope you like this product because it has been made with enthusiasm and a desire to contribute. A big kiss to everyone.